Hey folks, welcome to another day, another unboxing. I've got the Realme GT Neo2 here. Yes, it's a nice little green case, but it's just really a sleeve for what's in here. And don't get too excited. Unfortunately, they did not send me the super cool Neo green one. This is the Neo black color. So, wah, wah, wah. But here we go. This is what it looks like. It's not too much here. Let's just slide this out, shall we? Here we go. Now we've got the box. Realme GT Neo2 5G. Realme. And there again. And then on the bottom are the IMEI. So we've got a Snapdragon 870, 120 Hz AMOLED screen, 65 watt super dart charge, and a stainless steel vapor cooling system for gaming, I guess. So that's pretty cool. All right, so let's have a quick look at this thing, shall we? Dun, 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 dun. Ta-da! All right, that took a second. So, hey, welcome to the Realme family. We always get that. And then there's the phone itself. Then we have a divider. And then we have a case. Nice. Ooh, this is a kind of a TPU, but silicone feeling. It's very nice, actually, better than those standard translucent cases. Yeah, and then we've got the Super Dart, whatever it's called, fast charging, which is compatible with VOOC and OnePlus's charging as well. This is a European adapter, so 65 watt charging, that's nice. And then if you use this charger with this cord, you have to use the right cord, you do get the 65 watt charging. USB Type A on one end, and somewhere in here is a Type C connector, right there. Type C on the other end. Pretty standard fare. You got a SIM removal tool here as well in the box. So I think that's it for the box. I don't think there's anything else in here. Kind of a big box if you ask me. All right, let's have a look at this paperwork and then we'll switch over to checking out the phone. So we got Realme here. I guess that's the safety and whatever. I don't see any kind of manual in here, no illustrations. Is there anything else in here? Nope. So maybe you get stickers on the retail version. I'm not sure. All right, so we're gonna check out the phone now. Here we are. All right, do we have an IMEI? Ooh, no IMEIs in the back, nice. So let's peel this out and open it up. Here we are. Ta-da! All right, oh. It's a very nice kind of shimmy satin finish black. I don't know if this is glass, but maybe it is. It does feel cold, so it might be glass, which is nice. But the edges, I can tell you right now, are plastic. I don't see any antenna bands. I don't expect that. I mean, at this price point, it's not going to be a metal frame, right? Let's fire it up. So in case you're wondering about the price that I just mentioned, for a Snapdragon 870 phone is not a bad deal. And here is the screen, and as you can see, there's a punch hole here, a small bit more bezel on the bottom here, kind of a mini chin, but it's an OLED with an in-display fingerprint sensor, so you know it's nice because it's going to have less bezels in general than an LCD. It's looking pretty good on my end, to be honest with you, so that's good news. So this is a 6.62-inch 1080p 120 Hz AMOLED display. Nice. It's got HDR10 Plus support, which is also very nice, and a 1300 nits peak brightness, which means it's going to be very easy to read in direct sunlight. That's exciting as well. So they didn't skimp on the screen, and with the Snapdragon 870 on board, you're getting some serious performance as well. The front-facing camera here is a 16 megapixel f/2.5 camera with 1 micron pixels on the sensor. Pretty straightforward, pretty standard fare for BBK group phones. We've seen this camera on many OnePlus and Oppo and Realme phones before, so nothing too crazy there. Now, in addition to the Snapdragon 870, you have an option of storage and memory. You get either 8 gigs of RAM or 12 gigs of RAM, and either 128 gigs of storage or 256 gigs of storage. So you get 3 combinations there. It's UFS 3.1. I presume the RAM will be DDR5. And again, no micro SD, so just be aware of that. Now, talked about the specs, the display. Let's flip it over and have a look at those cameras and discuss those for a bit. All right, so you got Three cameras back here. You got a 64 megapixel f/1.8 main camera, phase detect autofocus, 0.8 micron pixel. It bins them 4:1 to 1.6 micron. This is probably a Sony IMX686, pretty standard camera, 64 megapixel module, a known entity. It works well. The only thing that I have to complain about here is no OIS. They did have OIS on one of the Realme GT Masters Editions phones recently, and I kind of was hoping this phone will continue that, but no. Also, we have an 8 megapixel f/2.3 ultra wide with 1.12 micron pixels, 119 degree ultra wide. And then we have a sticker cam, which is basically a 2 megapixel f/2.4 macro. I don't know what the pixel pitch is on that. Interestingly, we see two flashes. Maybe one is a light sensor, but anyway, it's an interesting design. The camera pod looks very BBK Group friendly. Realme logo here. Again, this very nice satin finish black. It kind of reflects some bluish hints of light, which is really nice. So let's walk through the edges real quick. We've got a power lock key here. It's slightly ridged, which is nice. Nothing else. Then we have one of the two speakers. This says stereo audio. So you get side-facing speaker for one of the speakers, and you have USB Type-C, microphone, SIM slot, dual SIM, nano SIM. You don't have micro SD here. Then on the left-hand side here, you've got the volume rocker. Again, nothing else. You don't see any antenna bands because this is a plastic frame. And you got the secondary microphone on the very top. This is a pretty standard layout for BBK Group phones. A lot of the OnePlus and Oppo phones have the volume opposite from the power lock key. I kind of prefer it on the same side. That's just me. But hey, that's the config. So now, what about the battery? Well, this has a 5,000 milliamp hour battery, very generous, but the exciting part here, as I mentioned when I showed the charger, is 65 watt super dart charging. So that means very fast charging. There's no wireless charging on this phone, obviously, but you know, at this price point, it's kind of par for the course. I really do wish that these phones had wireless charging and OIS. If these two pieces were added, I think this phone would be extremely competitive. I think it would be great. You know, it's not much. I just wish they would do that. It would really differentiate. But I think that's there's still a bit of reluctance in wireless charging for some reason amongst the BBK Group unless you go super high end. So, all right, that's the Realme GT Neo2. But it did come with one more thing. Haha. The Buds Air 2 from Realme. So these are earbuds with noise canceling, which is nice. As you can see in the back here, there is noise canceling. We've got 25-hour battery life, you know, low latency, 10mm driver, transparency mode, and 10 minutes for 120 minutes of playback. You know, pretty standard fare. It'll be interesting to see how these sound. There we go. All right. So that's the inside of the box. So here we go. Ooh, this is very pebbly shaped. Ta-da! All right, so you got the earbuds there. You got an LED. This is what they look like. This is what the inside looks like. Showing you the rest of the case, very shiny. You got USB Type-C here at the bottom. Not sure if this has wireless charging. I'll let you know. I'll put it up here if they do. And as you can see, they have silicone tips, so they are sealed. And yeah, you know, they look pretty standard fare for anything coming out of Asia these days from Xiaomi or BBK Group. But I'll try them out and let you know what I think. It's nice to try them. You got contacts at the bottom here, and yeah, pretty decent. What else is in the box? That's the real question, right? So we've got a little divider here and some paperwork and of course some tips and I think a cable. Safety guide, Realme Buds Air 2, and then some info here on how to set that up. There's an app, that's good news. And so here we've got the replacement ear tips, so different sizes. And then on this side here we've got, ooh, very choice. Look at this. It is a yellow USB-C to A plug. I might just keep this out of the box to use it. This is super cool, this yellow cable. Sorry, I get excited about the weirdest things. Anyway, that's it, folks. That's a quick look at the Buds Air 2 from Realme, and most importantly, the Realme GT Neo2. Yeah. So folks, stay tuned. I'll have more videos soon. Please let me know in the comments below. Are you excited about this phone? Do you think it's a good price point? Are the specs on point for you? Would you buy this phone? Let me know down here. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, tell your friends, click the little notification bell below so you know when I have new videos coming out. And more importantly, remember, this is a supplement to my podcast at mobiletechpodcast.com. So, you should listen to the podcast if you want my thoughts on this phone, right? So the podcast lives at mobiletechpodcast.com. It's on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Pocket Casts, Spotify, everywhere good podcasts can be found. So don't forget to subscribe and tell your friends about that as well. And finally, I do have a Patreon. So if you want extra content, you want to watch, for example, the podcast on video instead of listening in on audio, that's available as a tier on my Patreon. Patreon.com/Tankerl. That's patreon.com/TNKGRL. That's it, folks. I'll see you later with some more content. So stay tuned. Till then, cheers, everybody.